It's on now. The lights, the timer.
Tug of war between material life and spiritual life. This is common in everyone's life. Deep inside, everyone has urge to grow spiritually, to find bliss. But on the other hand, the disturbance and distractions of the world pulls them outward. So one has a choice. If you want to evolve spiritually, then you can work from two ends. One is to reduce the attraction toward the world. Another one is intensify your practice and increase your attraction for higher self. This is the way to do. What are the distractions? Distractions come from body and senses. This is called Jada and Chetana Granthi in the scripture. Jada is gross, Chetan means consciousness. Granthi means bondage. Consciousness getting stuck in the gross body and senses is the cause of all the suffering and is the greatest distractions for spiritual life. So one can learn to remove the attraction to the body and senses. This attraction is so deep and affirmed over the years from childhood and over many incarnations. So even if you learn this intellectually, it is hard to remove it. So one needs deeper meditation and greater awareness. Attraction to the world, how does it happen? Our five senses have subjects outside: seeing, hearing, tasting, touching and smelling. And when mind joins with it, then it intensifies. Then mind imagines it. Mind wants to attain something. Mind wants to sustain what is attained, and that makes the thing complex. So really, all the great masters say, withdraw all the distractions of the mind. Patanjali say, tada drishtuhu swarupe avasthanam yogaha chitta vritti nirodha. Yoga is to remove mental modifications, 5 kinds of modification. When you remove those modifications, then you get established into yourself. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, prajahati yada kaman sarvan partha manogatan atmani eva atmana tusta sthita prajnas tadochyate. When one abandons all the deep desires of the mind, deep cravings of the mind, and remains content within the self, has attained spiritual maturity or attains bliss. So to remove all this distraction, we have to remove the connection of consciousness with body and senses. This connection is so powerful, we identify with the body. Body is the container, but we become part of it and we become the body. Just like your automobile is a vehicle, but you get too much attached to it, you feel like your car is you. Scratches in the car disturbs you. Criticism of your car disturbs you. So you can see our attachment to the body is much greater. And it disturbs us if we are too thin, too fat, too tall, too short, beautiful, ugly, likes, dislikes, and all these things disturb us. Even for practicing yoga, people forget yoga is practice to maintain health so you can meditate. Body is only the means, but people make it a goal. so many movements are toward making the body strong and beautiful how it looks and ignoring the higher self. So this attachment could be removed gradually through meditation. Okay. We will do a meditation technique later on to remove the attraction to the body and senses so that we can become free from demands of the body. We are slave to the body and senses. Body and senses control us. We are slave to it. We cannot utilize our willpower to control them because the connection is so strong, so much deep inside, it is hardwired, so it is very difficult to remove. So it takes time. See, any question along the line? Agreement that body controls us and we have forgotten. First step is to realize that I am not the body. But most of the time we forget that. So that awareness that I am not the body, but I am using the body as a vehicle. I am using the senses as vehicle. When this awareness comes, then we become the master. Body and senses become our slave. If we don't exercise this awareness, body and mind overpowers us, and we don't even know it.
Okay. Doesn't the mind have to make a decision before it moves the body, though? Doesn't the mind come first?
Yes, awareness comes first. Awareness that I am not the body.
Okay.
I am not the senses. This is the starting point. Because later on we go into mind, intellect and consciousness, but earlier part is so much connection to the body. Most of the people spend time in survival and second part in pleasure. Both survival and pleasure are connected with the body. Why insecurity? What would I eat when I retire? What would I have? And these are the insecurities connected with the body and senses. Pleasures also, we are anxious to get pleasure, more pleasure than someone else, and then hold on to the pleasure, and these are all illusions. So these are the greatest illusion that I am the body or I am the senses. So the practice of meditation would be to remove this attraction. Any other question along the line? Does it make sense?
Makes sense. Mm-hmm.
So we have to be aware. You cannot be aware. Generally happens is, once in a while you come to satsang, you get inspired that I want to awaken spiritually. Mm-hmm. When you meet spiritual people, you hear the story of Buddha or some great master, you get enthusiastic that I want to sacrifice this pleasure, I want to sacrifice this pleasure, but that enthusiasm is short-lasting, and we all see that. So we have to sustain that enthusiasm. Okay. We have to be aware all the times if we can, so that while we are working in the world, first awareness is I am the witness. I am observing my body doing the work, my senses doing the work. We are aware so that we are not caught up and attached to all the things produced by body and senses. Then at higher level, beyond awareness, one goes into awareness of Supreme Self, and then one dissolves the ego or I consciousness that I am watching. At this stage, one feels totally instrumental, that Supreme Consciousness governs everything, governs my mind, governs my body. I am only instrumental. I am not the doer, I am not the owner, and I am not the enjoyer. And one gains tremendous peace. Initial stage of awareness is to remember I am a witness, I am an observer, I am watching the drama of life, and I am free. I have nowhere to go, nothing to do, nothing to attain.
It was just a little past 10 minutes.
Doesn't stop.